Krishna everyone. So today we are going with the video that is the flowchart and the pseudocode. So many of you will be confusing about what is the difference between flowchart and the pseudocode. So I'll tell you in just 2 minutes. So let me start without wasting further more time. So what is flowchart? Basically, flowchart is a visual representation of a process using shapes and arrows. Basically, flowchart represent or visualization of your problem approaching right steps. So each shape represent a specific types of actions. Basically, um, we have the components of flowchart, that is the oval shape and the rectangle shape, the diamond shape as you can see, and the arrow shape, right? We will see all these shapes later in this video only. So for now you need to understand what does it mean by oval shape. So oval shape starts, which is used for start or end of the program, okay? And the rectangle basically used for a process or a operation which turns into calculation or a task. And what is diamond? Diamond shape is used for decision points, right? If something is giving decision on the basis of some kind of operation, then it will come into the diamond shape, okay? Now what is arrow? Arrow is showing the flow of the steps, like the first step is going to the second step and second is going to the third step, now going further. So how these steps are coming? By using that arrow shape, right? So think of a flowchart as a map that guides the program logic step by step, okay? Now coming to the pseudocode. So pseudocode is a basically plain English version of your program logic written in a way that is easy to understand and close to coding structure, okay? So while looking to the pseudocode, you can easily understand what is the logic behind, that program, what is the, I would say, what is the logic of this program, what this program is meant for, right? So from that you can understand the basic structure of the coding. It's not actual code but uses a structured format that resembles programming. Example, Java. So basically pseudocode is an intermediate step between the algorithm and the flowchart, right? Algorithm and the coding part, basically the program part. So it is the pseudocode. Now without wasting further more time, let's go to this slide. Okay, so let me have this first. Okay, so this is the this side is for the flowchart and this is the pseudocode that I have written here. So first of all, let me understand, or let me make you understand how pseudocode works, and based on the pseudocode how we generate the flow chart, okay? So first of all, let us take an example of pasta. You might have tasted the pasta, your favorite, I think, dish. So I have taken a example of pasta recipe. So in the first step, what you do is the start, okay? You start and boil water, add pasta in it. So I would say gas stove on, okay? You can add this. So gas stove on, boil water and add some pasta in it, the amount you want, okay? Now drain the water from it through the strainer, okay? After the boil of the pasta in the bowl that you are having, after that in the step 3 you drain the water from it through the strainer. Now in the step 4 you add some pasta masala that is provided within that packet or a sachet. So in the step 5, mix it well and serve. And step 6 is the exit. So this is how the pasta recipe works. Now based on that pasta recipe, you need to understand how the flowchart is working. Okay, how the flowchart um, is coming. So what is that? First of all, the step 1 is the start. Okay, so we have taken the start as in the oval shape, that as you have seen here, that start and end of the program will always come into the oval shape. So this is come in the oval shape. Got it? Now these are various steps, so I have just written in the text format. I will tell you in the next example how the rest of the shapes will work. So this boil water and add pasta in it and gas stove on. I missed that word. So you can add by again and again in each step, different steps through the arrow. So what is this arrow means? Arrow is showing for the flow of the I would say flow of the steps. Okay, so you can see, right, show the flow of steps, right? So we have used the steps here. So drain the water from it through strainer, add pasta masala, mix it well and serve, and then exit. So can you observe the difference between the pseudocode and the start? So start is just a visualization, right? It provides a final visualization like how the code is running, how the code will run after coming from first step to the next step, right? And what is the pseudocode? Pseudocode is just an uh, English written format which you can understand the step by step approach to solve some problem, right? Now coming to the next example, we have taken an example like multiplication of two numbers. So I have already written, actually not yet. So in the first step, as we can say, the first step should be the start. Always the first step should be start with the start, right? So now coming to the next step, what is the next step to this? Okay, right. So next step for multiplication of two numbers. So first of all, if we multiply two numbers, what we need? First of all, we need two numbers, right? So now we can use input numbers as a. We can take a and b, p and q, r and s, anything. Okay, it's your choice, right? So I'll take a and b, right? Now coming to the next step, which is step number 3. Now we have two numbers and we need to multiply those numbers, right? So how can we do multiplication? By the multiplication mul, right? So basically mul of a and b, and calculate mul equals to a asterisk b, right? I think you got this. Now in the step number 4, we need to print that, right? Now what we have done, the multiplication is done. Now we want to print that multiplied number, right? Multiplication, the output basically, right? So what you need to do, print mul, right? Now in the step, basically just a second, so we can skip this step. Step number now, okay? Okay, so this multiplication of two numbers is done just 5 steps. So now you need to implement these steps in making that flow chart, right? So first you need to do is the start. Okay, you put start in the oval shape. Now the next step is the input number. So what is input numbers? So you can take input as A and B in the input output process. Okay, so basically input output shape, right? So this is basically which shape. Okay, we will understand which shape is that. So this is the rectangle is for process or operation, right? So I have missed this, I think. No. Okay, so this is the parallelogram. Okay, so parallelogram basically used for inputting something. Okay, for taking the inputs. Now this is the rectangle shape. So rectangle shape is for the calculation part. So what is calculation here? The multiplication of two numbers. So mul, right, equals to A asterisk B. Done this, and now in that part we print mul. All done. Now again this is oval shape, so we can keep it as exit. So we exit as we get the output. So this is the flow chart of multiplication of two numbers. Similarly, we can do is for, we can edit actually. Okay, let me edit this. So square of two numbers. Okay, square root of a number. We start with the step number 1. Now we want to square root. Okay, we want to square of a number, so we need only one number, right? So input number A, right? Input number, only input number. Now what we do is, okay, let me take it short. Okay, input number. Now in the step number 3 is the basically square equals to number asterisk number itself. Okay, now print square and then exit. Now we will put each and everything in the flow chart. Okay, now square root of number should be pasted in the calculation part. So this will come into this part. Okay, in the calculation means in the rectangular part. Now we want to print that square that we have already done. Okay, yeah. So we print square. Now the exit is already done. So this is how the pseudocode and the flowchart works. So if you really like this video, then please hit the like button and please subscribe my channel for daily programming. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you so much.